Hello and welcome to the Demo Gaming YouTube channel. I'm the Earth God, and today I'll be showing you promising champions that are most likely going to be really strong when the new season hits. So start practicing now so you can destroy those placement games. Also, before we get into the video, I just want to mention that I only include S, A, and B tier. I only put one champion in each category unless I felt that two champions belonged in a specific tier. If you want a bigger tier list, make sure to give the video a dislike so I know for the next tier list. Okay, so let's start things off with the most antisocial lane, top. So the champions that made the list are Gangplank, Teemo, Ornn, and Yorick. I know there's 4 of my picks for top lane, but there's a good reason for that, and that's because after playing the champions and getting the gameplay, I decided to add Ornn to the list. I'll go a little bit more in-depth talking about the reason why I did that and about the champion runes and builds. Alright, so let's take things off with the S tier, otherwise known as God tier. So I decided to put Gangplank. Now a lot of websites actually rank him at B tier or lower, but after playing him I decided to put him to S tier. Not only does he have the highest win rate for top lane at the recording of this video, it just seems he has everything in his kit. He has burst, speed, sustain, and a global ult. Okay, so let's talk about Gangplank's runes. So I like to go inspiration and sorcery, taking on the inspiration tree Klepto, perfect timing, magical footwear, and cosmic insight. For the sorcery tree, I like to get the ultimate hat and scorch. My recommended build for Gangplank is going Triforce, Yamu's Ghostblade, Sterak's Gauge, Ninja Tabi or Mercury Treads, Infinity Edge, and Phantom Dancer. This build will allow you to one-shot the squishies while not being able to get one-shot yourself because due to the Sterak's Gauge and Triforce. You're also very fast, which means you can get in and out. Okay, so let's talk about the A tier. So the A tier still falls in the category of really strong champions. Actually, B tier is still considered above average in terms of strength of the champion. Okay, so let's talk about Teemo and Ornn. I did put a plus actually on their name, which means that they could be S tier, but I just put them at A tier because I don't have enough experience to say whether they are S tier or they do belong in A tier or lower. Teemo was actually originally going to be put on the S tier category, but as I played him and compared him to Gangplank, I feel like Gangplank was just better at making a bigger impact in the game. Although there is no doubt that Teemo's strong, that's why I did put the plus next to his name, signaling that it could be the S tier. For the runes on Teemo, I like to get Sorcery and Domination, taking Summary Ari, Mana Flow, Absolute Focus, Scorch, and then for Domination, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. My recommended build is going Frost Queen Claim, Lindry's Torment, Nashor's Tooth, Sorcery Shoes, Hextech, and Void Staff. Alright, so now let's talk about Ornn. So Ornn is a champion that I've actually never played before trying to get the gameplay for this video, and it was really hard to rank him. Also, looking at other people's opinion of him, some would say he was S tier, then others would say he was A tier or lower. I decided with my limited knowledge that I'll just put him at A tier after playing him, but that plus sign does indicate that he could be S tier like Teemo. When I did play him for my first game, having no idea what he could do, how his abilities work, I still did a lot of damage, one of the most on my team, and I went like 4-0 or 5-0 or something, which surprised me. So for the runes, I like to go Resolve and Sorcery, taking Grasp the Undying, Unflinching, Iron Skin, Overgrowth. For Sorcery, I take Nullifying Orb and Scorch. For Ornn's build, I like to go Iceborne Gauntlet, Abyssal Mask, Warmark's Armor, Ninja Tabi or Mercury Treads, Sunfire Cape, and Righteous Glory. Okay, so let's talk about the B tier. B tier is going to be Yorick. Now, this is still above average, so he's still strong, but I wouldn't make it as easy to climb in and ranked as the S and A tier. Yorick is definitely a strong champion, but I didn't feel as if he was stronger than the other champions on our list. He's definitely a good addition to your champion pool though. So for runes, I like to take Resolve and Precision. For Resolve, Grasp of the Undying, Demolish, Iron Skin, and Second Wind. For Precision, Triumph, and Legend Tenacity. For his build, I like to go somewhat tanky, but also a little bit of damage, so I like to go Triforce, Sterak's Gauge, Deadman's Plate, DZ Rock Portal, Merc Treads, and Spirit Visage. Okay, so let's talk about the role everyone likes to blame their own mistakes on, the jungle. So for the tier list, I chose Xin Zhao, Shyvana, Kindred, and Jax. These champions are definitely the strongest currently, as I'm a jungle main, so I had the most experience playing with him. Okay, so let's start off with the S tier, Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao was probably the easiest choice for this list. Every time I played with him or against him, he pretty much destroyed everyone. This champ is literally so busted that it's disgusting. Although I think he's most likely going to get nerfed to the ground next patch. So for runes, I went with Precision and Domination. I took Press the Attack, Triumph, Legend, Clarity, Coup de Grace. For Domination, I took Sudden Impact and Relentless Hunter. For my build, I like to go Skirmisher's Saber with Warrior, Trinity Force, Styrax Gauge, Ninja Tabby, Black Cleaver, Spirit Visage. So for the A tier, I decided to put 2 champions, which was Shyvana and Kindred, because I just felt that they were both just so strong. So let's talk about Shyvana. Shyvana is a really strong champion. She has damage and get really tanky. If you manage to pick up all the dragons, it can make you really tanky, giving you 5% more armor and magic resist with each dragon. I often see a lot of Shyvanas camp bottom, so they have more dragon control. For the runes, I like to go Precision and Sorcery. Okay, so for the Precision tree, I took Press the Attack, Triumph, Legends, Clarity, Coup de Grace, and for Sorcery, I took Celerity and Water Walking. So for the build, I took Skirmisher's Saber with Blood Razor, Frozen Mallet, Randuin's Omen, Ninja Tabby, and Titanic Hydra, and Bork. Okay, so let's talk about the other A tier, which is Kindred. Kindred also made the list because she has great clears, and I found a lot of success with her personally with this champion. For runes, I like to go Precision and Domination. So I took Press the Attack, Triumph, Legend, Clarity, Coup de Grace, and for Domination, I took Sudden Impact, Relentless Hunter. For her build, I like to go Skirmisher's Saber with Blood Razor, Static Shiv, Infinity Edge, Berserker Greaves, Runin's Hurricane, and Black Cleaver. Okay, so for the B tier, I chose Jax, because he always just seems to be really strong in the right hands, and I think he has the ability to always be a good champion pick or main. He has great clears, he's tanky, he does damage, and he has a good gap closer. For runes, I took Precision and Domination. So for the Precision tree, I took Press the Attack, Triumph, Legends, Clarity, Coup de Grace, and for Domination, I took Sudden Impact and Ravenous Hunter. For the build, I like to go Skirmisher's Saber with Blood Razor, Trinity Force, Titanic Hydra, Mercury Treads, Randuin's Omen, and Guardian Angel. So let's talk about the only lane people care about, which is the mid lane. So I chose Malzahar, Lux, and Annie for the list. For the S tier, I chose Malzahar. I went with Malzahar because you just can't go wrong with that champion. He seems just to do so much damage, and probably has one of the best laning phases, as it's pretty much impossible to mess up a gank, or gank him. For runes, I took Sorcery and Inspiration. So I took Summon Ari, the Ultimate Hat, Celerity, Scorch for the Sorcery tree, and then for Inspiration, I took Magical Footwear and Cosmic Insight. For the build, I went Morello, Lindry's Torment, Riley's Crystal Scepter, Boots of Lucidity, Zonia's, and Void Staff. Okay, so let's talk about the A tier, which I put Lux in. She has some great one-shot potential if you do get fed. You can also snowball really hard. You can also lock down targets or burst them with your ult from a distance. For runes, I like to go Sorcery and Inspiration. For the Sorcery tree, I take Arcane Comet, Mana Flow, Transcendence, Scorch. For Inspiration, I like to take Magical Footwear and Cosmic Insight. For her build, I like to go Morello's, Luden's Echo, Rabadon, Sorcerer's Shoes, Zanya's, and Void Staff. The winner of B tier goes to LS's favorite champion, Annie, and there's a good reason why. This champion is so good, especially in the lower divisions where you can just wreck everyone. For runes, I like to go Sorcery and Domination, taking Arcane Comet, the Ultimate Hat, Celerity, Scorch. For the Domination tree, I like to go Cheap Shot and Ravenous Hunter. For Annie's build, I like to go Rod of Ages, Luden's Echo, Zonia's, Sorcerer's Shoes, Rabadon's, and Morello's. Okay, so before we get into the next role, quickly, I just want to make sure if you guys are enjoying the video, please make sure to like and subscribe so I can pay for that Brazzers membership. Alright, so let's talk about the most greedy role, ADC. I chose Misfortune, Twitch, and Tristana. Picking the S tier was actually very difficult because Israel currently is very strong. but I decided to go with Misfortune just because I think she's easier to learn and actually gain elo with. Okay, so for the runes of Misfortune, I chose Sorcery and Precision. I know it sounds really weird because you're playing an ADC and you're going with Sorcery first, but it'll make sense in a second. So I go Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Bands, Celerity, Scorch, and then for the Precision Tree, Triumph, and Coup de Grace. So the reason you actually take the Sorcery Tree for Misfortune as your main is so that you can poke a lot more. When I was playing her, I was very skeptical at first, but after a while, I started dominating in the lane with Arcane's Comet doing actually a good amount of damage, and Scorch for early game poking. So for Misfortune's build, I like to go Yamu's, Duskblade, Black Cleaver, Boots of Swiftness, Infinity Edge, and Rapid Fire Cannon. Alright, so for A tier, I chose Twitch because it can just be so strong if you do well and if you snowball your lead. By sneaking up on people with your Q, not to mention his crazy AoE damage if you grab Runin's Hurricane, and the range that your ult gives you. So for runes, I like to go Precision and Domination, taking Press the Attack, Triumph, Legend, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, and for Domination going Taste of Blood and Eyeball Collection. For his build, I like to go Runin's Hurricane, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Berserker Greaves, Bork, and Lord Dominic's Regards. Okay, so let's talk about the B tier, Tristana. So Tristana feels a little bit weaker than before, but not weak enough to where I wouldn't call her strong. She's definitely great at snowballing and escaping ganks. It's also very hard to actually kill a Tristana when she has ult, heal, flash, and W. I mean, trust me, I've tried. The like Hecarim jungler just trying to one-shot them, and it's almost impossible. For runes, I take Precision and Domination, going Press the Attack, Triumph, Legend, Clarity, Coup de Grace, and for Domination going Taste of Blood and Eyeball Collection. For Tristana's build, I like to go Static Shiv, Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire Cannon, Berserker Greaves, Guardian Angel, and Bloodthirster. So this is the last role of the video, and it's about the role no one actually mains. If you're here watching this, god damn, you're a soldier and good luck in ranked. So let's talk about the support tier list. So for S tier, I took Taric and Leona. For A tier, I took Soraka, and for B tier, I took Morgana. So let's talk about Taric first. Taric easily takes one of the S tier spots. He can do so much to protect his team and carry It's Not Even Funny, making his team invincible for a short duration, also with his stuns and his heals and everything. So for Taric's runes, I like to go Resolve and Inspiration, taking Guardian, Font of Life, otherwise known as Comic Sans, Conditioning, Revitalize, and for Inspiration, I like to take Magical Footwear and Cosmic Insight. For his items, I like to go Sightstone, Face of the Mountain, Locket of the Iron Solari, Ninja Tabby, Knight's Vow, and Redemption. So for the other S tier pick, I chose Leona. Leona's really good at starting a snowball, peeling, engaging. Currently, her and Taric are the best supports to climb with. Her engage is better than Taric's, I would say, but Taric's peel is just way better than hers. So keep in mind that when choosing the correct support for your team comp. For runes, I like to take Resolve Inspiration, going Aftershock, Unflinching, Conditioning, Second Wind, and for Inspiration, taking Biscuit of Delivery and Cosmic Insight. For her items, I like to go Sightstone, Face of the Mountain, Locket of the Iron Solari, Boots of Mobility, Knight's Vow, Redemption, and Righteous Glory. So for the A tier, I chose Soraka because she's always been a good option, just like Jax in the jungle role, and that's why she takes away the A tier spot. Soraka is always a solid choice if your team has enough engage and tanks. I actually knew someone in League that climbed to Challenger only playing Soraka, so if he can do it, so can you. For runes, I like to go Sorcery and Resolve, taking Summon Ahri, Mana Flow Band, Celerity, Scorch, Font of Life, Revitalize, and then for her build, I like to go Eye of the Oasis, Ardent Censer, Locket of the Iron Solari, Boots of Lucidity, Redemption, and then Warmargs, which you should have around 3,200 HP at level 18. So for B tier, I chose Morgana because she's just more ideal if you want to do more damage. Her Q stun also feels like it's an eternity, and then her ult also provides a little bit of additional CC. So for runes, I like to take Sorcery and Inspiration, going Summon Ari, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, and then for inspiration going Perfect Timing and Cosmic Insight. For her items, I like to go Eye of the Watchers, Zonia's, Locket of the Iron Solori, Boots of Lucidity, Redemption, and Zeke's Convergence. For all the supports, I did go Locket, but it's just so overpowered item, so make sure you build that. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. This was my first tier list, and it took around 20 games to actually get the gameplay. Then I had to record the gameplay, then I had to look at the builds and everything for each champion. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll try my best to keep improving the quality for future videos. So stay tuned, and see you later. Bye.